What's going on, everybody? This is Clydean Fair, and this is Clyde's Honest Reviews, Axon TD Uprising Edition. So, I know I'm not the only one that used to play desktop tower defense on Congregate Games, you know, a decade ago when you were in high school or middle school, or even 15 years ago. That history blurs for me. I'm dating myself a little bit here. But this is a genre of game that I haven't played in a while. I love tower defense games, and I'm not talking about Bloons tower defense because that's dumb. This is much, much better. So what Axon TD is it is obviously a tower defense game, but it allows you to custom make your grids. That is right. You are able to expand and remove pieces from your overall grid that you are building your mazes with for your tower defense. So this is going to be a demo video, essentially covering not only some of tutorial footage as well as actual gameplay footage explaining how these mechanics work. In this game, the player is in charge of obviously defending a point in which enemy creeps are going to be trying to get to. The creeps are going to travel along this orange pathway that goes from the spawn location to the destination location, and your job as the player is to place down towers to hinder and or reroute enemy units while also defeating them before they can reach your destination location, which is where your health pool is essentially. Whenever you reroute creeps, you have to make sure that they still have a path to go through, and their rerouted location will turn blue and not orange. So this has a really nice visual representation on the path changes. Not to mention, you are able to expand the overall grid locations as well as remove grids and put in blockers and build towers and sell towers and upgrade towers, and it gives you basically everything that you would want in a tower defense game and more. So starting off in this survival game, I actually only have a pretty limited space that I'm able to build towers in, but knowing that there's going to be single target creeps and small clumps of creeps, I'm going to be opting for a mix of single target damage output and a shotgun turret, which is going to spread and deal AoE damage to these clumps of creeps. And basically, as the game progresses, you earn more money, you're able to buy new towers, and then you're also able to earn a special currency called power. Power is essentially going to be the currency you use to upgrade towers. So you don't have to worry about spending your money on either a new tower or a new trap or something like that versus upgrading a tower to make it stronger. They're two separate currencies, and power is passively generated over time at a very slow rate, whereas regular cash is generated much quicker because you get it every time you defeat a creep. Moving on from that aspect, there are also certain powers and pickups that you are able to get, especially in this survival mode that I am playing right now. At the end of every level, you are able to pick a new upgrade, whether it be money and a tower upgrade, money and a tower unlock, power and a tower unlock, power and a tower upgrade, something of the sorts. And every single time you finish a wave, you get an add to expansion. So you're able to expand your tiles by 2, and you are able to place these anywhere that you want to essentially extend the length of your overall grid and reroute the creeps in the way that you want to have them go. Every so many levels, you will actually get an expand tile, not an add tile. And an expand tile will add in multiple tiles in a specific location. Depending on where you select to expand the grid at, you will actually end up getting extra power, extra money, or something of the sort. Sometimes you'll get extra add tiles, extra remove tiles, extra blockers. It really depends on where you're building and what power location happens. Obviously, you're able to hover over these potential locations that you would want to expand at, and it will describe to you in the tooltip what exactly you would be getting. Now, I personally haven't been able to beat the survival mode yet, but I've also only played it a few times. That being said, though, it is challenging, not only with a good, well-rounded experience and strategy mindset for playing tower defense games, I'm actually finding it difficult at certain aspects to defeat enemies and get further into this survival wave set after 14, 15, maybe 20 rounds out of 30 in this current demo version, which actually is exactly what I love to see. I love to see challenging gameplay. I love to see things that are going to make it hard for me to actually circumnavigate and get to the point where I'm able to essentially beat the game at the extent that I'm used to being able to beat games. It's great. I love it. And it really helps me think on my feet and try to figure out a new way to get rid of all of these creeps and defend my health pool. That being said, guys, this game is once again in a closed demo version as of right now. It is slotted for a Q3 2023 release date, and I highly recommend putting it on your watch list if you are a fan of tower defense games. I do not have an estimation on how much this game will cost. However, with me putting in the amount of time that I've put into it so far and actively struggling with it just in the demo version and enjoying the gameplay, I definitely think it's going to be something that you're going to want to keep your tabs on for whenever you're wanting to play a tower defense game and you forgot about that itch that you had when you were a little kid, and it's a genre that we haven't seen very often in the past, and it's a game that brings out so much nostalgia with new aspects on it, and I believe it's really well designed, especially for the state that the game's in currently. I'm really excited for this release. As a quick overview of all the features that are going to be included in early access, at least planned for Q3 release, you are going to be looking at 32 different unique towers, traps, and mines, all of which are going to have their own unique upgrades. There's going to be 8 castable abilities or spells, essentially, that are going to affect your towers and your traps or the creeps themselves. You're obviously, since we've already covered it, going to have map manipulation, where you can expand the map in one direction. You can add in extra map tiles. You can nitpick and customize the map to go into the maze that you're wanting to build and envisioning. There are currently going to be 21 unique enemies. I'm sure this is going to be expanded upon in the future. There's going to be a campaign that's going to consist of over 20 levels, and there's going to be at least 25 levels in quick play. Not to mention, there's also going to be the survival mode, which you are seeing currently, and there's going to be co-op with up to 4 players. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to be incorporated, but that does sound really neat. And finally, most importantly, there is going to be a leaderboard, so you're able to climb the rankings, show off to your friends, and display how good you are when it comes down to tower defense games. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for this video. If you enjoyed this content, want to see more videos such as this in the future, like the video, let me know what your favorite tower defense game was as a kid, and make that number go up. And I hope to catch you all in my stream chat, or, down below in the comments section. Until next time, have a good one.